Thousands of Illinois Marathon participants will cross the finish line at Memorial Stadium. But obviously today, all the concern is with those up in Boston. So here's how it works. All the students hop on Twitter. That's where the Kennel Club tweets out a particular location. Now, before you turn your nose up to something like this, let's put this in historical perspective. Cow chips were actually used as bricks during pioneer days to build houses. To note John Gross's alma mater, Taylor University, who started that tradition. Now when the fans start going crazy like this. It's been a disaster of a season for Tim Beckman's self-proclaimed best coaching staff in the country. You can't keep that title if you end the year with just 2 wins. Illinois was 8 of 32 from behind the arc. Now go inside the paint and it was a completely different story from Missouri. The Tigers outscored the Illini 44-22 underneath the basket. This isn't the first time Tiger Woods has dropped the ball. Woods was in danger of getting disqualified after an illegal drop in round 2, but in this case the only divorce was from 3rd place, only cost 2 strokes. The jam, the slam, whatever you call it, thank this guy for making it possible.
My name is Arthur Arrett. I'm the inventor of the breakaway basketball rim.
The small town of Verdon seems far away from basketball's big stage, and Arrett himself,
For our free throws, we always did this way.
isn't the house's biggest hoops junkie.
I watch to see who's going to win and who I want to root for.
She knows more about basketball than I do.
But the game Mary Arrett watches today wouldn't be the same without her husband. You see, in the early 70s, Arrett's nephew, a basketball coach, said to his handyman uncle,
We ought to have a better basketball rim. So I said, well, maybe think about that.
and the long time
Say 29 years.
grain elevator manager went to work.
Now, this is my first rim for me to look at to think how I could make it flex with a slam dunk so they didn't break the backboard.
Send it in, Jerome!
Well, most backboards. Nonetheless, he was resourceful with this box
It'll make a noise.
of odds and ends. And that cheap basketball hoop
$20.
got a makeover.
I work probably 70 hours a week, and this had to be after work.
With a John Deere cultivator spring,
It goes right down there, and
a few bolts, and some Midwest sensibility, he created a revolutionary rim.
when it yielded, come down, it would compress this here and reset itself whenever you let loose.
Arrett's rebounder rim went straight to the show. It made its debut in the 1978 Final Four in St. Louis. Around the same time, Arrett showed off his rims to legendary coaches. The initial impression wasn't great.
I was standing about 10 feet, kind of looking down there to see how things were going. And John Wooden said, they got to take both rims down there, both broke.
Coach Wooden eventually figured it out, and later in 1982 he was granted the patent on the movable rim.
$4,365,802.
Even after it expired in '99, well, he still made out okay.
At least I had enough to send 5 kids through college, maybe help them buy a car, and have a little leftover.
Today he makes time to watch a game or two,
I look for the slam dunk.
and will tell his story to anyone listening.
Actually, today's rim are not far. Basically, the foundation is the first rim that I did.
So for every slam you see, remember Arthur Arrett's big grin. His small project allowed players to fly, making him the slam dunk's unexpected savior. Absolutely, Jennifer. In 2 weeks, thousands of Illinois Marathon participants will cross the finish line at Memorial Stadium. But obviously today, all the concern is with those up in Boston. About 15 members of the Illinois wheelchair track team participated in that event, and all are safe and accounted for. Now, among those up there are Paralympic medal winners Anjali Forber-Pratt and Amanda McGrory. The team is trying to reach family members back home, but that's difficult because, as some of you know, cell phone reception and internet is cutting in and out of Boston. But Illinois' wheelchair athletics coordinator briefly talked with the team a few hours ago.
Well, first they said, have you
Some of the team was scheduled to fly back home tonight. Others are flying to England for the London Marathon this weekend. But right now they are all sitting at Logan International Airport. That's because the FAA announced all flights out of Boston are grounded until further notice. But again, everyone is safe, and that is at least some good news in this truly horrific event. Reporting live outside Memorial Stadium, Austin Kim, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Yeah, so terrifying. Okay, thank you, Austin.